Would you, if you hadn't been coerced into doing this interview, would you have attended the Techonomy anyway? Were you coming anyway?
I was not.
You weren't coming?
I was not, and I was lured specifically by the opportunity to interview you.
Wow. Well,
and it was a big draw for me. And nothing against Techonomy at all. My issue was very simply one of scheduling. And, you know, I travel a lot and I do a lot of things. And you know, but for me, I'm about the experiences in life. You know, I've been doing this 30 years and I've been to a lot of conferences. I've heard a lot of great speeches, heard a lot of great ideas. And the number of things that you hear that are really new are further and apart than you'd like. Yeah. And in this particular case, the opportunity to interview you was the tipping point for me. And in that classic serendipitous thing, I came here for that, but I'm also going to get all these other benefits because, as you pointed out earlier, I mean, this is an extraordinary group of people.
It's an extraordinary group of people.
And they're, to me, the notion that we're actually here trying to ask a simple question is there something we can all do to make the world a better place? What a relief to hear that at a business conference. No, I'm serious. You know, we live in a world where everything that, you know, the only things people seem to care about in business is the things that can be measured. And typically the only things that can be measured are pennies and dollars. And the result is a lot of very important things get lost in the shuffle. So, yeah, so no, I wasn't going to be here, but I'm really, really, really glad I came.
Well, and likewise, I was excited to get to meet you as well.
Well, no, I know you're exaggerating. So when you came here, you had an open mind about technology, which is not entirely a common thing in the music industry. There are obviously many who feel that the technology industry caused the downfall of the record business. You have expressed, though, a more positive view of it. You've had a chance to be here all day. How do you feel about it? Have you learned something? Are there things that make you feel better about the world, that make you feel better about what you do?
Oh gosh, you know, I feel grateful for what I do. I feel, you know, really lucky to be able to do something that I love to do every day of my life, with people who I greatly admire. Yeah. That's, you know, inspiring and thrilling every day. In terms of the technology, you know, I think technology has, you know, really been embraced by musicians. I mean,
without a doubt.
Every time I've gone in the recording studio, and I've typically recorded, made new recordings every couple of years or so, but every time I've gone in the recording studio, the technology has been different. If not radically different, at least slightly different, improved from the time before.
So at your home, do you have Pro Tools and all the kinds of things that some people have now, or do you use GarageBand at all to edit things at home? Or
I don't do any of that at home. I just play and sing at home. Perfect. I play my guitar.
So is there anything that you learned here that might cause you to want to play more with technology than you have, or to at least have those around you use it more on your behalf?
Well, in the last several years, I've tried to learn more about the technology, and I'm very excited by the chance to connect in a direct way to the people who have supported me.
Well, the notion that you said that you were doing your own Facebook page and your own tweets, I thought that, to me, that's the difference. That, you know, technology is artificial until you insert yourself into the discussion. And when it becomes, it removes barriers. So if you're willing to allow yourself to be in direct contact, you in fact can have an enormous influence. And I'm curious, as you've listened to the people today and thought about some of the opportunities that are out there, you know, I suspect this recording studio will be different next time too, but maybe some other things as well. You know, maybe the way you do tours, maybe the way you do albums, right? We may have new products out of all of this.
You know, the thing you come away with is really from a conference like this is anything is possible. Yeah. And what might be today might be different tomorrow, better tomorrow. Expanded exponentially tomorrow.
the thing that gives me so much hope is that I'm convinced that the pendulum of technology is swinging from a world of total commoditization of the stuff that creative people do to one where the tools now will actually support creative people to make even better stuff. And that only happens roughly every 10, 12 years we make those shifts. And we're now just beginning to move back. And to me, that even though we don't know where it's going to lead, that's a pretty exciting thing.
Well, you're exactly right about the technology itself is fascinating enough to be interested in just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And there are, this place is full of people who are smart enough to actually understand it, smart enough to want to figure it out and know how it works and know how to build it and make it. Guys like me, the technology, I'm a little slow to catch on, but for me the technology supports the humanity in all of us, and it makes our humanity more accessible.
There's some real value in that notion. I wonder whether you had any way other than live performance to interact directly with your fans before you had Facebook and Twitter, where you could both cost effectively and with no harm to either party really very positively energize people who care about you. And to me, the world will never be less interesting than that going forward, right? Whatever's coming, I would think would build on that, not tear it down. And I think the hardest thing for many artists, at least the ones that I've met recently, is adjusting to this notion that nobody knows what this is going to produce. And that, hey, it's most likely going to be an 18-year-old, right? But it turns out it's not required, right? Apple wasn't a bunch of 18-year-olds when it became the Apple that it is today. And in my mind, we've democratized technology in a really profound way, because it used to be you had to have an engineering degree to interact with this stuff.
That's right.
And now the customer is the consumer. If you're a corporation today and you want to buy new technology, what you're buying is stuff like iPads, things that were designed for consumers. And it seems to me that in that world, being a creative person is, that's pretty exciting.
It is.
Do you see anything, did you learn anything today that worried you? That
Well,
made
gosh.
you feel like, oh my God, I better go back on the road and earn some more money?
Everything I saw today excited me. I don't think there's, you can't fear going forward. You have to just go forward.
But it is remarkable how many people do.
Well,
as a country right now, there's a lot of kind of romantic pining for past eras going on right now, it seems to me. And the future's coming. We might as well embrace it, right? I have a theory that you embrace the inevitable.
Well, and embracing the future and appreciating the past and where we come from are not mutually exclusive ideas.
No, and in fact, one would hope that they would be organically connected, and that one would lead to the next. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing now.
I've been working in the recording studio on a recording that'll come out first quarter next year.
Outstanding.
2012.
Anything? Is it going in any new directions? New band style? New kind of music? Are you finally doing your punk album?
That's finally. Some of my songs, some songs by friends of mine who I admire, some songs that I've been playing since the beginning of my performing since 1976 that I've never recorded before.
Fantastic.
A couple of old blues songs.
That's great.
A blues song from the 20s called "Keep It Clean," another one called "One Way Gal." Did a Chuck Berry song on this record that I've played for years and years.
Chuck will appreciate that, I'm
Well,
sure.
I appreciate getting to play it.
That's great. Are you doing anything? You've had a long and storied career as an actor. Are you doing anything in the theatrical world these days?
Every now and then I get to do a little something. I got to do actually part of Shakespeare Center Los Angeles' program. I got to do a 2-week run of Much Ado About Nothing last December. It was the first time I ever done theater. It was really fascinating. Sang songs, mainly.
Wow.
I was given enough lines to sort of get out on stage and sing a little bit, and I got to do that with Sean and Sarah Watkins.
Wow.
It was great fun. But every now and then somebody asks for me, I get to do it. I always enjoy getting to act. It's for me, it's like getting to be in the band. Somebody else has all the responsibility, and I show up and do, just a specific part.
And collect a paycheck and hit the road, huh?
Well, hit the road anyway.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, is there anything about what you're doing now that you'd like, the audience that's watching this to be aware of?
No,
to stay in touch with Lyle Lovett or see you out on the road?
I just hope folks keep showing up.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, your performance here tonight was one of those things where, no matter what people are expecting coming in, they left with a huge smile on their face, and I think a greater appreciation both of your extraordinary talent, but also your generosity and your willingness to explain how this stuff's done. Because I think the notion of, you were speaking earlier, and I think it's worth coming back to, about this notion of the reason musicians can be so embracing of other people is the adventure and the serendipity and the excitement that comes from doing new things with new people, or doing the same things with new people. And it does feel like you're in a position to teach us something, because I think in the Silicon Valley world, we often cross-fertilize, and then we go long periods of time working with the same people, and I think it's
Well, it's always inspiring to work with people who are really talented and who are really interested in what they're doing. There's not a greater inspiration than to spend time with people like you, Roger, who are enthusiastic and who love what they do.